Hello and welcome. My name is Carly Armstrong and I'm a dietetic intern working with public health dietitian Karen Olafson in the Central Zone. I'm excited to talk to you about feeding healthy children. I hope to give you some tips that may help you support your child with nutrition and food. On the menu today, we have the feeding relationship, what is healthy eating, an introduction to the Canada's Food Guide, some specific nutrition tips you can use, guidance on drinks and beverages, and some additional resources for you to explore. Let's get started. Children learn about food and eating by watching others. The eating habits you teach a child in the early years can form a pattern that lasts a lifetime. To help our children develop healthy eating habits, it's important to understand the feeding relationship. This is the way that you and your child relate to each other around feeding and eating. Parents and children have different roles. These roles help children learn to be healthy eaters and support a positive mealtime experience. The parent's role is to decide what foods are offered, when they are offered, and where. The child then decides how much to eat and whether to eat. Listen to your child when they tell you they are full. A child may eat little or even nothing at a meal or snack. That's natural. Over time, children adjust what they eat. You have to trust your child while they learn to explore and accept new foods. It may take 15 tries or more before a child accepts something new. Encourage them to taste new foods, but don't enforce them to eat them. Try again another day. Every day is different. A child's appetite and willingness to try new foods will change depending on how fast they're growing, how active they are, and how they're feeling. Supporting healthy eating habits for children is important because you're helping to form a pattern for long-term eating success. The first thing you can do is be a positive role model. Children love to copy, so it's important to let them see you enjoying a variety of healthy foods. Encourage them to try new foods and try them with them. It's also important to avoid making negative comments about any food. If mom doesn't like vegetables, they probably won't want to try them either. Another way to expose kids to foods is to involve them in cooking. This can increase their interest in food and develop important food skills that last a lifetime. Let children help and may be more likely to try the foods. The third way you can help support healthy habits is to make mealtime family time. Keep mealtimes pleasant and relaxed because an enjoyable mealtime will create a healthy eating environment where they can explore new foods. Eating together actually increases vegetable consumption in children. It's also a great space to be a role model and connect as a family. Eating food gives children the energy and nutrition needed to grow, learn, and play. So, what exactly is healthy eating? First, it's real food. Focus on foods and cooking. Avoid processed or packaged foods as much as you can. Next, it's about balance. This can mean two things. First, that you're getting a variety of different foods at meals and snacks. The second is that you don't need to eat perfect 100% of the time. Don't feel guilty, don't feel defeated. Have confidence knowing that the majority of the time you're fueling your body with healthy, nutrient-dense whole foods. Healthy eating also is enjoyable. Have fun with it. Try new foods with your kids, cook together, and enjoy connecting with others through foods. Healthy eating also needs to be sustainable. Avoid quick fixes or fad diets. Healthy eating should be long-term. And lastly, healthy eating is mindful. Mindful eating means that you're eating with intention and attention. We want to pay attention to the experience of eating and how it affects our mood. We also want to pay attention to hunger and fullness cues and let that guide us to how much we should eat. This is why the feeding relationship is so important for our children so they can learn to be mindful eaters from the start. Now I want to introduce you to the Canada's Food Guide plate. It can help you create healthy and balanced meals and snacks. The plate shows you 3 food categories. Half the plate is vegetables and fruit. This is to ensure you and your kiddos get all the vitamins and minerals you need for good health. Choose a variety with lots of different colors throughout the week. A quarter of the plate is whole grains. Whole grains are a great choice because they contain fiber. Fiber is important for gut health and helps keep us full and satisfied. The other quarter is protein. Children have higher protein needs because they are rapidly growing. It also helps keep us satisfied. Try protein from a variety of sources like legumes, different kinds of meats, and nuts. It's also important to remember that children need smaller amounts of food than adults. So offer a mini version of the family meal so they feel included. If they're still hungry, you can always serve them more. Now we'll dive into 3 nutrition tips you can use to support your child. Focus on key ingredients, patience works better than pressure, and plan regular meals and snacks. Let's look at these a little closer. The first tip is to focus on key nutrients. Ensuring that you're offering foods that include these nutrients will help optimize your child's growth and development. First, we have calcium. Calcium supports growth and healthy bones. The best sources of calcium are milk and dairy products. These are easy to incorporate into snacks and meals. Next, we have vitamin D, which is essential for growth and is actually needed for that calcium absorption. This is why vitamin D is fortified in milk. Vitamin D is also unique because you can get it from the sun. It can be difficult for children and adults to obtain adequate amounts of vitamin D. Therefore, it's recommended that all Albertans take a vitamin D supplement daily year-round. For infants and children, provide a supplement containing 400 international units of vitamin D. Another nutrient is iron. Iron is essential for growth and development of children and for energy. Sources of iron include red meats, spinach, and it's also fortified in many cereals and breads. Lastly, we have fiber, which we touched on earlier. You can get fiber from whole fruits and vegetables, whole grains, and it's important because it helps support the bowels and gut health. Having lots of fiber also protects us from many chronic diseases later in life. How can we get these key nutrients? Here's some snack ideas to show you some ways you can offer nutrient-dense foods. Snacks are a great way to catch up or focus on getting some of these key nutrients. I'll explain a couple of these examples in more detail. First off, my personal favorite, we have whole grain toast, nut butter, and banana. This snack gives you iron from the fortified bread and nut butter, and fiber from the whole grains in the toast and the banana. Another great snack idea is a bran muffin or any whole grain muffin with a glass of milk. This snack hits all 4 of the nutrients we talked about in the last slide. Iron and fiber from the whole grains in the bran muffin, and calcium and vitamin D in the milk. You probably see that it shows that milk has vitamin D, but the snack up top with yogurt does not. That is because vitamin D is added to milk, where it's not added to other dairy products like yogurt and cheese. That's why it's important to check nutrition facts tables on your food products, and why it's important to have a supplement of vitamin D daily. Fun fact for you, vitamin C helps with iron absorption. Iron from plant-based sources like oatmeal or legumes can be amplified when paired with something that contains vitamin C. For example, on how to put this into action, fresh berries can be added to oatmeal, or red bell peppers eaten with hummus will enhance the iron absorption. The second nutrition tip we have is to practice patience rather than pressure. Children will be more likely to enjoy new foods and eat well when eating is their own choice. Children may have negative feelings about eating if they're pressured. It can also undermine a child's ability to learn appropriate appetite control. Remember that children are extremely good at knowing when they are hungry and when they are full if you allow them to learn. If you're concerned about picky eating, you can also talk to a healthcare professional to be sure. Do not use food to trick, bribe, comfort, punish, or reward. Giving a child a sugary snack for doing well at school or denying them a treat when they've made a mess seems harmless in the moment, but could be teaching children unhealthy eating habits that could affect their lifelong health. For example, when getting a dessert is a reward for eating vegetables, kids may start viewing veggies as a yucky thing they have to get through. This may cause a decreased liking for vegetables and an increased liking for reward foods that are often higher in sugar and less nutrient dense. Furthermore, when foods are used to make a child feel better, they may become reliant on them to regulate their emotions. This can have long-term effects for overeating and ignoring hunger and fullness. What can you do instead? Use non-food rewards like verbal praise, stickers, hugs, going to the park, or extra reading time before bed. Quality time with a parent and being praised in a meaningful way is much more valuable to a child than you may think. The third tip is to plan regular meals and snacks. Knowing that meals and snacks are at regular times may help children feel safe about eating. The child will know what's coming next and can learn to self-regulate. Plan meals and snacks approximately 2 to 3 hours apart. Avoid letting them graze throughout the day. This will help them feel ready to eat. Allow 20 to 30 minutes to eat meals and 10 to 15 minutes to eat snacks. If the food is not eaten within this time, let them leave the table. Remember not to pressure them to finish their plate. These are ranges because some children are faster and some are slower at eating, just like adults. The last topic I want to touch on is drinks. Canada's Food Guide recommends making water your drink of choice. This applies to both children and adults. If your child asks to eat between regular meals and snacks, offer water and ensure them that they can eat at the next regular meal or snack time. We talked about the importance of calcium and vitamin D, so you want to offer 2 cups of milk per day with meals or snacks. Having milk between meals can make a child feel less hungry for foods, which can make meal times a little bit more difficult. It's also important to note that plant-based milk isn't recommended for children under 2 years of age, because they have fewer calories and not enough nutrients that are important for growth. But they can be offered to young children. However, you want to check the nutrition facts table and you want to look for plant-based milks fortified with calcium and vitamin D and watch for any added sugars. And lastly, juice is not recommended for children. Often juice has added sugars and may increase the risk for cavities. Furthermore, juice doesn't contain the beneficial fiber that's found in the flesh and the skin of fruits. Offer whole fruits and vegetables instead for added nutritional kick. So in summary, parents have an important role in supporting lifelong eating habits and supporting optimal growth and development for their child. Parents can help by being a positive and patient role model, creating a routine to provide balanced meals and snacks, and connecting with their child when cooking and at mealtimes. Here we have some additional resources you can explore. Alberta Health Services Central Zone offers free nutrition presentations every month. Some relevant for parents are Goodbye Mealtime Struggles, Infant Nutrition Class, and the Prenatal Nutrition Class. You can visit the website for Alberta Health Services for more information. Alberta Health Services also has some great resources you can use immediately on healthyeatingstartshere.ca. Canada's Food Guide was released in 2019, and they have a fantastic website where you can get lots of information on nutrition, mindful eating, and much more. Cookspiration has a ton of recipes and also has a great meal planning tool. They have lots of options for different allergies and different food intolerances. And lastly, Healthy Parents, Healthy Children is a website where you can find all kinds of information for raising healthy children, more than just nutrition. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you learned something valuable today.